Slide down rainbows in the sky, let's fly away. Like a bird, you're free to see the boundless face of the earth. Let the wind blow you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Destructo Discourse, a Dragon Ball Z rewatch podcast. I am your host Tyler, and this week I am joined by Gordy.
Hey.
And Jason.
Hello.
Just to reiterate for new listeners what we're doing on the show, we are a group of friends who decided to rewatch all of Dragon Ball Z, including filler. We are watching the Funimation uncut dub. Gordy and I are watching on DVD. Jason, you are watching on Funimation now. So Gordy and I have the American score, and Jason has the good old-fashioned Japanese score.
It's really changing my mindset about it.
Is it? You're enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would kind of feel weird missing all that synthy Bruce Faulconer stuff, but it's kind of refreshing. It kind of makes it more, loose and fun and adventure-y and stuff.
Sure.
Gives you a clean look at it.
Yeah, fresh eyes on the world.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to do that. I know you just said a bunch of positive stuff, but I don't know.
I don't want to better myself.
This sounds like change from my norm.
I don't want to change and improve. I want the stuff I know.
We started this podcast to watch a thing that we watched as children.
Because that's all we can cling to as adults.
I mean, it's good.
It is
pretty good.
It's good stuff.
Well, before we kick in, we like to do some segments just to break up the monotony of just talking about the episodes. This week, Jason, you wanted a primer.
So, like I said, I watched Dragon Ball Z. I haven't really watched any Dragon Ball, like a few episodes. I'm starting to go through the archives.
You should.
And
it's a good show.
It is so far. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. But the deal is that there's this character named Piccolo, or in this case, Piccolo Jr.
Junior.
Showing up in these episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and he apparently has got a lot of backstory with him, a lot of weight on his big padded shoulders as to who he is and what he wants, and because I always recognize him, as an ally and one of the Z fighters, etc., but that wasn't always the case as we were starting into our first Dragon Ball, and I think newbie kids starting off wouldn't really get this whole drama conflama that goes with the saga of Piccolo Jr. So
sure,
lay it on me. What?
Yeah, as a kid watching Z, having not watched DB, I will say I understood there was animosity. I didn't understand quite how much or why, but I knew he had bad blood and sort of slowly came around because of Gohan's love. Gordy, how much do you know about Piccolo, and King Piccolo, for that matter?
I mean, I know as much as I learned from Dragon Ball.
Would you like to share with the class?
Oh man,
it's a class of one.
While.
It's just me. It's just one desk at the front of the room, and I'm in it.
Has been, it's been a few years since I've watched Dragon Ball, so this is.
I've invited you here to scare Jason straight, away from crime. Don't be a Piccolo, kids.
Piccolo was King Piccolo rather was like a demon at the end of Dragon Ball. That was the final villain in Dragon Ball, who fought in the World Martial Arts Tournament for reasons I can't quite remember, but there was a whole arc about how King Piccolo was going to take over the world or destroy the world, or one of the two, maybe both, who knows.
With his children, Tambourine and Cymbal.
Yeah,
really?
He does.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing.
Yeah. Just that just clicked.
Oh.
Tambourine shows up again in Dragon Ball Super. It's fucking nuts.
For
Nice.
real?
Yeah, Tambourine is the first person who ever killed Krillin, and Krillin has a nightmare about him in Dragon Ball Super.
That is metal.
That's pretty cool. Piccolo, the Great Demon King.
He was a very old green man who got his hands on the Dragon Ball and wished for eternal youth.
Ah, interesting.
He is the demon counterpart of Kame.
The Guardian of Earth, who we've met.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. In these episodes, yeah. So he is defeated by Goku.
Yeah, I remember there's a very iconic panel frame, whatever, of Goku full on missile babying
the Son family signature move.
Yeah.
Just ramming his
Headbutting
chest
through a thing.
through something. Through, honey.
Yes,
Through.
all the way.
There is a link missing in my head about how Dragon Ball got from King Piccolo is going to take over the world to the only way to beat him is for Goku to fight him in the World Martial Arts Tournament.
Okay, so that's that's the disconnect.
Yeah.
That is the disconnect I'm having.
He does not fight King Piccolo in the tournament. He fights Piccolo Jr. years later. Because he defeats Piccolo by busting through his chest, and in his last moments, King Piccolo spits out an egg out of his mouth. Because that's how eggs work.
Yeah.
And tosses it off into the wilderness. And from that egg is born a little Namekian boy named Piccolo Jr.
And Goku fights him in the
Yes.
tournament.
Yes.
That's
After
it.
that point, there's a time skip for a while.
Yeah.
We get to see Goku as like a 20-year-old
Yeah.
fighting in the World
'cause I
Martial
know-
Arts Tournament.
Yeah, there are parts of Dragon Ball where he's like a full-on, like, grown-up now.
Yes, the very, very tail end, right before Z begins. So
So-
that is where the animosity is from.
So what's Piccolo Jr.'s motivation? Does he have, like, the same beef that with Goku that his old man did? Or...
I believe he has a similar beef and the additional beef of being raised alone in the woods by himself.
Oh, that would do it.
Which is why he trains Gohan the way he does.
In a similar manner, yeah.
Yeah, because that is what he knows.
Right, it is the way that he came up,
If it's good enough for Piccolo, it's good enough for Gohan.
exactly.
All right.
And there are some like weirdly touching, I guess, episodes of Piccolo as a child. I think they were filler because I don't think they appear in the manga. But in original Dragon Ball, of him just being on his own and like trying to steal food from people who live in the woods. Mm-hmm. And he's just a sad little green boy for a while.
Cool. That's fun. So tell me a little bit about his moves. His
His
moveset.
moves, his good moveset.
Let's do some character move sets.
He's got some beams. He's got some waves.
We haven't done any since Raditz, so I
got-
need to check in on some of these characters.
He's got both of those. Yeah, so I am using, once again, dbmoves.wikia.com. Sure hope that's a good source.
It is our source.
Free plug for that. Don't know if it's good or not. It is the one I'm looking at. So
I believe that Piccolo's moves are all hell themed.
Piccolo.
Hiccupo.
they are Hippolos. King Hippolos moves. Hippo Jr. He's got. Let's see. We've seen Special Beam Cannon. His most powerful but time-consuming attack, which drills through, as this site says, drills through nearly everything and every being. Nearly everything. Not everything, but nearly everything.
I can't recall if we've seen something that it does not drill through.
Not yet.
It misses things, but if it hits the thing, I think it always goes through.
So far, that seems true.
What else does our boy have?
Well, he does have something called Explosive Breath Cannon, which I don't remember. But apparently uses it in his fight with Gohan in the Garlic Jr. saga.
Uh-oh.
So let's keep a lookout for that.
Spoilers.
Man, some of the naming things are really weird. There's a move here called Risking It All for a Friend, which is pretty self-explanatory.
That's like a haiku at this point.
We ran into that with Raditz, where it was just him sort of kicking behind him, and they named it.
Yep.
In this case, I think it counts because Piccolo has done the jump in front of Gohan arm splayed move more than once.
Yeah.
So I think it can be counted as a move.
Yeah, he has done it several times.
It is a technique.
So that is the official dbmoves.wikia.com official name of that particular move. I mean, yeah, he has a lot of lasers. He's got eye lasers. He has an explosive demon wave. He has ki blasts.
Where's the Hell Grenade? Is that not on there?
It's not listed as such.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-oh.
They don't have Hellzone Grenade.
They don't have Hellzone Grenade.
Is that
Oh,
a
they
thing?
do. They do.
Okay.
I searched for Hell
I was
Grenade.
going to say, maybe this is not a good source.
Yeah, that is from the Budokai Tenkaichi series, though, right? I don't know if he does that in the show at any time.
He does. Yeah, a few times.
Demon Air Besieging Bullet.
But he has a gun?
Several energy spheres randomly in an opponent's direction. Just, yeah, it's cool.
His body is a gun.
It's a good one. His body is a conduit for lasers and waves and beams.
I think he can stretch out his limbs too every now and again.
He can do that.
He can regrow them.
His limbs are versatile.
They can be replaced.
His
They
limbs
can
are all-
stretch around. So he has a move called Portal Opening. Piccolo I guess Dende also can open the portal between hell and earth.
Oh,
Sure.
It requires one of the two Namekians to be on the other side in hell.
Just hanging out.
that's a curious ritual.
According to this.
Let's talk about Kami and Piccolo's relationship. I think it is pretty confusing,
They're
even
not
to
like,
this day.
They're not like brothers. They're like two halves of the same whole or something.
It's like if your uncle was you.
Ah,
There you go, yeah.
What if you were your own uncle?
I would know exactly what to bring me for Christmas.
Yeah, there you go.
Turn a negative
Because-
into a positive. That's what I'm about.
Kami splits himself into two so that he can be all of the goodness and King Piccolo can be all of the badness. King Piccolo dies, bequeaths his life to his son, I guess.
Kame knew that he would only be accepted for the role of Guardian of Earth if his heart was pure. So he split
I
himself into two so that he could fulfill that requirement. And then, yeah, the Demon King Piccolo was created.
But that Piccolo dies, for sure. And then there's a new Piccolo who is a different person.
Yep, came
But the
from an
same
egg.
person?
Came from a mouth egg.
I think. Like, the lineage is the confusing thing.
Yeah.
It's like his son, but it's also like him.
Because he and Kami are still linked mentally.
Yeah, and that's gonna come up later.
And even further down the road, they fuse back into one being.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah. Shit.
So
It's like,
it's a
remember
little
we could do
strange.
that?
Jason, did you have any further queries about our friend Big Green?
Big Green, I mean, I figure that I'm going to unlock more knowledge as I go. So I'm just keeping an open heart, an open mind, and an open notebook as I finally whittle down the mystery that is, what are those arms made of, though?
That I
What are
don't
them
know.
pink
I
bits?
can't tell you what those beefy patches are.
Because they are not, they're not I've seen some detail shots in the next episode. Those individual striations of pink are lumpy.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Not
Are
a
they
fan.
muscles? I don't know. Is there stuff in there? Are they eggs?
That's where the eggs come from.
It's hard. Is that where the eggs are made and grown? I don't know.
It's an egg farm on their biceps.
This
Yeah,
is
it's pretty
uncomfortable.
wild.
That's how snails work, right?
Yeah, they just flex really big guns. Hey, check it out.
And birth themselves into a new body.
It's called a hell cannon.
What say we talk about this week's episodes?
Let's dip in. I'm hungry.
On this show, we watch 3 episodes per podcast.
So far.
So this week we are covering episodes 7, 8, and 9 for those listening at home. Episode 7 is entitled Day 1. Day 1 of what, you ask? It is Gohan's survival training at the hands of Piccolo.
Piccolo's Hungry Games.
First and maybe last. Piccolo's Hungry Games is a good title.
May the odds be ever in your favor, Gohan. Just drops that idiot into the middle of the wilderness, right?
I don't know where on the planet even. Like, I don't know how close to his home he actually is.
I looked this up, actually.
Did you?
It's called, like, the Break Wasteland
Okay.
is the name of this zone.
How close is that to Paozu Mountain or wherever Goku lives?
Oh, not a damn clue. The hills are all the same shape, Tyler. There's
Yeah.
no way to tell from...
No clear markers.
No.
Piccolo informs Gohan that he has to spend half of a year on his own surviving before he can begin training. 6 months. Gordy and I were talking about this when we were watching the episodes. That seems like a long amount of time. Just enough time, in fact, to let bad habits sink in if you're being self-taught.
Yeah, and on top of
is.
that, it's half of that year's time limit, right? Before the Saiyans
Yeah,
arrive.
that's what we were talking about. Like, that's half your total time. Like, hoping that this kid is gonna learn something.
Hoping this kid learns how to cut a dinosaur.
Yeah, like anything else that he needs. Like, surely you want to step in and like provide some feedback before then.
We need a quarterly review.
Piccolo says that he's going to use this time to do his own training, which made some sense to me. Like, he has to get his shit out of the way first.
He also delivered a quote that I think is very poster worthy. Gohan is terrified. He's crying that he's going to be left alone on this wasteland. It's like, I can't do it. And then Piccolo says, "You'll laugh at your fears when you find out who you really are." I'm just seeing that, like, right in the library.
There are a couple good quotes in these episodes. I wrote down another one, but we'll get to that.
Piccolo claims that he's going to spend 6 months training himself, but then we see he spends a lot of his time spying on Gohan. So, all in all, I think this is a waste of time.
He's a big old fucking liar.
He spends that time floating like a very conspicuous distance away from Gohan too, like well within eyesight.
All you need to do is just kind of look up a bit.
This is another one of those secret Raditz plan moments where he can't quite tell what these two people are saying in front of him.
I think that is just a thing that happens in this universe.
We are then introduced to the most unfortunate character of Dragon Ball.
Who would that be, I might ask?
That would be Mr. Popo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
The less said, the better on that one.
yeah, worth just mentioning that. Like, no, that's not good.
You're not fooling anybody.
You're not fooling
Take
anybody.
We know what you're doing, and it's gross.
It's pretty
not
gross.
Good.
You should feel
it's
bad.
Not good. So let's just get that out of the way up front. The way Mr. Popo is portrayed is not good.
They tried to, I think, correct it later in various, I think in Kai or something.
Yes,
They,
there's
like,
an insane thing that they did for Dragon Ball Kai when it was airing on Nicktoons, which is they made him like incandescently blue,
Whoa.
Yeah.
like Aladdin's genie.
Yes, it is very jarring.
It's very for kids as far as edits go. We learned something interesting from Kami as he waxes poetic about Piccolo, saying like, there's something there that wasn't there before.
There's something strange.
Yeah. New and a bit alarming. He says that he is aware, and by proxy, Piccolo is aware, that they're going to die in a year. They don't know what the cause will be, whether it is Kami's old age or if the Saiyans are going to get him, but they do know that it's coming. So they are both working to prepare their legacies in their own ways. And that is why he presumes Piccolo is spending his time training his enemy's son so that he can leave something behind him.
Which is noble.
Yeah.
If that is true, it is noble.
We return to Gohan in the wilderness, and he is slapped by a bug.
First opponent, immediate failure. So something that's been entering my head is that all of Gohan's training moments have sort of populated in my mind visions of certain popular video game franchises that may have been in the zeitgeist within the last year.
Sure.
And it seems to just translate from one to the other throughout these course of episodes. So we're going to start off with our first one here, and that is Gohan taking on Breath of the Mild. Alone in the Hyrule wilderness, and we can just see him trying to climb up a tiny cliff to get his coat back.
Yeah, he did not invest in stamina orbs.
His gauge is like a sliver.
He starts off like really clinging to that struggle bus.
And when he did get his coat, it was populated. It was inhabited by a friendly snake.
Is the first of several companions he will find.
Yeah.
Many a woodland creature,
Gohan appears to be very book smart, not so much the street smart.
even when there are no streets.
He's not woodland smart either.
He was not a Boy Scout. His mom probably just kept him away from all that or something. I mean, we see that a lot in episode 1, too. He's wandering through the woods and getting attacked by a big old mountain lion. Like,
Right.
that fool seems to keep wandering into danger. And
That's something that I noted later, but we can talk about now just because it keeps coming up, is that Gohan keeps trying to speak the Queen's English to animals as if they can respond to him.
To be fair, there are like bear people and like lion people and dog people.
Sure, but you can tell the difference between them and the wild ones because they're wearing clothes and shit and driving cars.
And they talk back.
Right.
Yeah, one would think Gohan would know.
It starts off as being like a cute little kid thing, like a thing a kid would do, is just making an idle chatter at an animal.
At this point, though, it's now a coping mechanism.
Right, later in these episodes, he's asking them questions that would require a response, or begging them for help.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know what he's after, but he's not going to get it. We see Goku jumping along Snake Way. He decides that this is faster than running, is to just leap between the coils.
Whew. And he eats shit almost immediately.
He certainly does.
I forgot about he pricks his hand on the side of Snake Way.
Doesn't it make like a hot sound effect?
Yeah.
I don't remember
Like there's a
that.
sizzle when he pricks his hand?
I don't recall.
Anime has a weird way to let us showcase our emotions.
So he is falling and is starting to be grabbed at by the hands of hell.
By the ghoulies.
just wispy, like, shadow arms.
And he fights him off. Fights him like his inner demons. Here's a question I have for you guys.
Yeah.
Please.
It's more, I guess it's rhetorical. Can you get turned around on Snake Way and just wind up running for thousands of miles only to wind up at the entrance?
Well, I think this is a good opportunity for him to have found out, is when he falls off and gets sort of disoriented.
Exactly. Like, that would completely fuck me up.
If you were a disciplined person and just continued running forward, I don't think you would have that mistake.
Yeah, I think...
Because there's not, like, trails. It's just the one road.
Yeah, like,
Right.
do you ever have to sleep, though? That's what I would be concerned about, is, like, if you could get turned around while needing to sleep.
Right. We have seen him sleeping on Snake Way.
Like, whether... Yeah, like, whether he needs to or not, he's doing it. Like, he also... This is another big difference between Gohan and Goku, is Gohan, like, at around this time, is spending a lot of time worrying about food and being very, very like, I'm so hungry, what am I gonna do? And Goku is running along Snake Way thinking, like, I could eat that fucking cloud. Like, nothing's stopping me. I'm just gonna do that.
That's the difference, y'all. Goku was resourceful. He grew up in the woods.
He's a go-getter.
He is resourceful in a way. Like, he knows what he wants, and he just goes in a straight line until he gets there.
I think there's merit to him getting turned around on Snake Way after falling off of it and sleeping and the various other things that he's going to encounter, because it does take him quite a while to get to the end of it.
Yeah, they cut out that part where he just went, shit, wait.
This is the front.
Damn it.
Oh, man.
That would be a great way to end the series.
if he missed out on King Kai's training.
Yeah, he spent a year running the wrong way on Snake Way.
And the end.
Now, you said when we were watching this that they say it's 10,000 miles in the show.
Yeah.
But in the anime, it's 1,000,000 kilometers, right?
It is, yeah.
Which is significantly different.
It is quite different.
And those are snake kilometers, which are slightly longer.
1,000,000 kilometers is 621,371 miles.
We see a smartly dressed little Krillin.
Oh my god, this is Dapper Boy.
Hit me with some fashion, Jason.
He's trying so hard.
Didn't he wear like a little suit when he was Kid Krillin in Dragon Ball?
Yes, this is very reminiscent of the
did.
first time
I think-
he and Goku went to the World Martial Arts Tournament.
That was such a cute costume.
It might be the same suit. I don't know.
I was
He's
gonna
not that
say,
much taller.
I feel like he maybe just sort of had it let out a little bit.
Krillin put this on, looked in the mirror and says, yeah, this is probably good to break some news to a soon-to-be widow.
Like a homicidal widow.
Yeah, he is visiting the house of Chi-Chi and Goku with the task of telling Chi-Chi what has happened and what the plan is going forward.
How does that pan out?
He becomes Porky Pig. Yeah, he does not succeed and has some trouble relaying his message. What he tells Chi-Chi is that they're on a boat.
Yes! Master Roshi's secret boat!
It is a bizarre strategy that he employs. I don't understand, because he chooses to lie to Chi-Chi, and we have already seen that this is telling her the truth is dangerous. Telling her a lie also seems like a really bad idea if she ever finds out. But he chooses a lie that buys him hours.
If that.
Not a week. Because at that point, he thinks, I believe, he thinks that Goku is going to be back in a week, like as soon as they can get the Dragon Balls together. Because the message has not been passed on yet that he needs to wait a year. So he thinks, like, Goku will be back in a week.
What can he do for a week?
I'll tell her
Think.
He's on a boat. not that something came, I don't know. Master Roshi's having a week-long sleepover. Master Roshi needs help with something for a week. I don't know. I have no idea.
It might be in the next episode, but I think Chi-Chi says it's weird that Krillin wasn't on the boat.
Yes.
So the lie does not even get him that far.
Instantly picked apart. Ox King is baffled throughout this entire scene. Has he always kind of just sounded like Bluto?
Gordy asked that as well when we were watching. I don't know if he's taken some hits to the head.
I don't understand.
He was gruff in his original appearance, but he seems like a simpleton now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's happened to him.
quite used. It's called retirement.
I guess so.
I think he's just mellowed out in his older age.
His passion is just buying a crud ton of toys for Gohan.
That he can play with himself.
Yep.
They're self-serving gifts.
We cut to a scene I do not remember from my Toonami watching days. Well, first off, we need to establish that we also have a name now for the afterlife in this show. It's called the Otherworld, and we have a little stop here at the Yokai Cantina.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. I don't remember any of this, but I was in love just watching these freaking goofy monsters grab a pint, and we just have a fun little kiki, a little gossip with my favorite Oni boy talking to Baba and passing on Goku's message of, hey, don't resurrect me for at least a year until I can train with King Kai.
While it is a fun scene, I can understand why it would be edited out, because it doesn't really serve much purpose.
It's still so good.
It's just some fun visuals for us,
It
because
is
the
nice.
information we get is everything that we already know.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I just wanted one more morsel of that kind-hearted Uber driver.
Yeah, I don't remember how much more of him we see. We might see him again before Snake Way is done.
Never enough is the answer.
So at this point, we see Gohan marking his territory.
He's peeing on a rock while also crying.
Yeah.
It is something he feels compelled to do
He is
a lot.
dehydrated.
He will be dehydrated at the rate he's like just pissing out all the moisture in his body. 'Cause he doesn't like eat or drink anything, but he does pee a lot.
We have not yet seen him eat anything yet.
No.
At that point, no. He does get the two apples dropped on him from Piccolo.
Gohan warps himself up to the top of a mountain to get away from a dinosaur, and then traps himself. So he just sits down and cries for the rest of the night. And we end the first episode seeing Piccolo give his son a 2-apple allowance.
2 apples for you.
This is the only time I'm going to help you, he claims.
He's also really fed up with these ungrateful children. Don't appreciate my cooking. My cooking of finding apples.
Episode 8 is Gohan Goes Bananas.
I wonder what that could mean.
The question is, are the Saiyans napping in those space pods, or are they like in some kind of cryo sleep? Because it doesn't look like they are. It looks like they're just sitting there with their arms crossed, asleep.
I had previously assumed that it was cryo sleep because it is a year's travel.
Right.
But I had forgotten that they wake up at
Yeah.
one point and just have a little adventure. So I don't know if they accidentally wake up too soon and just decide for a pit stop, or if they're literally just napping for a year.
And then if they are napping, like how much time are they spending awake, and what do they do?
Podcasts.
Just listen to some pod, or do they make a podcast?
This is 2 pods.
The 2-pod podcast.
Ooh.
They just talk about what they're gonna do when they take over Earth.
The only podcast traveling across the galaxy at thousands of miles an hour.
Do they do some like InfoWars conspiracy podcast
Oh,
about the
Jesus.
death of the Saiyan race?
It seems within their wheelhouse.
Some kind of Frieza truther pirate radio that they spread to the other troops in various
they
bases.
just broadcast to whatever system they're passing.
I have a theory that to help them get to sleep during these long voyages, their scouters got like little earbuds in them, little headphones, and they're got some ASMR going.
What kind of ASMR does Nappa get down on?
All right, so we're just gonna blow up this planet very, very quietly. Oof. It's gone.
So it's a very Saiyan specific kind of ASMR.
It's SaiyaSMR.
SaiyaSMR. That's what they're into, about blowing up planets. I bet Vegeta's into that for sure. I think Nappa
He
might.
just listens to life hacky Furby TED Talky stuff where he's just like, "You are the pride of the Saiyan race."
You are the Prince of Saiyans.
Yeah, I was gonna say that his ASMR is just a recording of himself saying "Prince of all Saiyans," just
Over
Prince
and
of all
over
Saiyans.
and over again.
Yeah,
Saiyan
Different
pride.
inflections.
and Nappa listens to somebody brushing a mustache. That's the sound that does it for him.
Here, I'm going to I'm going to quietly crunch on this bug leg right next to your ear.
You don't think they're into like cranial nerve exams or something?
Exactly. It gets him the tingles.
That's good.
Nappa loves the tingles.
Nappa loves him some bald tingles. Just wrinkles up that dome.
We cut back to Earth, and we see Chi-Chi smashing most of her dishware while she's cleaning
She
it.
gotta buy that shit in bulk by now.
I guess so.
She just has to
She's
anger
having
break
problems.
I understand why she didn't keep up her own martial arts training after she became a housewife.
Yeah.
Because the Herculean task of filling all of those dishes with food and then cleaning them and then repurchasing them after breaking them is a 24-hour 7 job. It's also why they don't really watch Gohan that much, because they're very food oriented people.
I mean,
gotta be.
she does have like the daunting task of feeding Goku, which is
Yeah.
nothing to sneeze at. Like she is no ordinary housewife.
Honestly, it's an impressive feat for a human woman to accomplish.
Yeah.
Those massive, like... We actually get to see more of it later, and it gets to be, like, massive and ridiculous.
Bulma just pays for it later. She just buys it. Chi-Chi's a frontline soldier.
In this war of home economics.
I mean, they say an army marches on its belly, and Goku does everything on his belly.
He
Yep.
does. Krillin accomplishes no part of his mission and sneaks out.
Gets out of Dodge on that busted olive whip of his.
We cut to Mad Max Chi-Chi's road as she
Yeah.
chases him down.
Yes, we get to see Chi-Chi and the Ox King in tow in this, like, stunning capsule core Cadillac
Uh-huh.
thing in fire truck red. So here's two things that I've noted about the women of the Dragon Ball universe is that they're very proficient with vehicles, and they have a penchant for stunt flying.
They love it.
Stunt flying.
Yeah. Bulma flying the plane with all the crew in it, racing to where Raditz and Piccolo and Gohan were doing their little menage or whatever.
Yeah.
She was like flying right around and through all those weird rock formations instead of going fucking over them. Just because she wanted to show off, maybe.
Just doing dips and rolls and shit.
Oh, yeah. And then Chi-Chi, like, runs through some kind of twisted rock formation in the ocean out of pure anger, frustration.
She's doing carcore.
Basically, otherworld hath no fury like a Chi-Chi scorned.
This is actually a fun little throwback, the background.
Yeah?
Because it appears to be the same area where Goku first met Yamcha. Same desert with like the stone formations. It's kind of neat that they kept the same spatial awareness
Continuous.
of the travel. It's just a neat little Easter egg, I thought.
It's fun to go back and see a time when Yamcha was one of the top 8 fighters in the world.
Those days.
He might have been 8 though.
He was
Like he was never great.
Yeah.
Like he was last of those 8, but he was up.
But he was up there.
He's still placed.
We cut back to Kame House out in the ocean, and Bulma has worked out how to use the scouter. And to get their attention, she blasts Roshi and Krillin with a gun.
For goofs.
There's a good gun joke.
Just those gun
there.
goofs.
I keep forgetting that Bulma is just constantly packing heat and just ready
Yeah.
to light up the Z crew.
Do we need a fashion update for Bulma with her new accessory?
Yeah. Well, not only does she have a new accessory, she's got her tube top still, but she's kind of slipped on maybe like a casual evening robe.
It's a nice looking overshirt or whatever it ends up being.
It
It looks very comfy.
The trail's pretty low. I thought it was like some kind of a kimono-y kind of thing, but just like a chill.
She did sleep there, or
Yeah,
I guess stayed up all night working on it.
She pulled an all-nighter, the first one really since she was in college.
And just backwards engineers this alien technology. No big
In
deal.
a night, a single night. Again,
she's good.
don't wanna understate that here. Single night. And she also manages to get the whole scouter functionality down to a single one-touch button interface.
I wonder if it has some kind of like mind link, because you do sort of wear it over your temple and around the eye. I wonder if the interface is like clicking and then there's some sort of mind reading technology for what you actually want it to be doing, or if it's just a simple one press button thing.
Apple's got that long press nonsense.
Yeah.
There are a number of different ways you can press a button.
Yeah, maybe it's a sensitivity. The harder you press, the different functionality you get. She discovers the power levels of Krillin, Roshi, and Turtle, just to make sure that it's working.
Calibrating.
And there is a knock at the door. It's Yajirobe,
Who's this asshole?
everybody's favorite samurai guy.
I think this is the first time we're introduced to him in Z.
Yes, this is true.
And I love this idiot.
I think we passed by something. There's a very good Bulma line around around this time, she is
Sorry to step on your quote.
Oh, that's fine. I'm trying to figure out like where exactly it is. It's around here.
Uh-huh.
I think Roshi or Krillin says something like, "Oh, like we can't really blame Goku."
I think Roshi says it. You can't blame Krillin.
You can't blame Krillin for not telling Chi-Chi. Is that it? It is something like that. And Bulma responds with, "Why not? I just did."
Bulma doesn't give a fuck.
So this is a curious little exchange with Yajirobe, because he tells them to head up to Kami's place so that he can give them special training, all the Z fighters. And then he says, "Don't wish Goku back. Baba's gonna come tell you why later."
Yeah, that raises a few questions.
Why is this message split between two people like this?
Actually, we get introduced to a few other Z fighters by name here. We get introduced to, well, no, we've already heard of Yamcha, but we get introduced to, let's see here, Ten somebody and Chow whatever.
Tien Shinhan and Chaozu. Or just Tien in the dub.
Yeah, we get introduced by name to these fools, and we don't know anything about them yet.
Yajirobe's a weird guy
Yo, what's he do? Does he have
in this series.
powers, per se?
Nah.
Is his
not
power
really.
has a sword?
Oh man, he showed up around. He had something to do with the Tower of Korin.
Well, he lives there now. He just lives with a cat.
It's just his house.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
up in like this crazy high tower. Yeah, he's just sort of been around on the sidelines for a bit.
We always kind of see him just kind of chilling and snacking on stuff. I always wondered what
Yeah.
that stuff was. It's probably some popular snack food.
You know what? Let's visit dbmoves.wikia.com real quick.
Check out Yajirobe.
Pretty short list.
Yeah, has a sword.
When
Uses sword.
Yajirobe is introduced to the series, he seems evenly matched with Goku. This must be in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, by what metric?
Yeah, when he was first introduced in Dragon Ball. Okay, he has... His techniques include Miracle Kablam Slash, which is a very good name. Rushes to his opponent, uses his katana sword to repeatedly slash and stab. I mean, that's what you do with it. Seems straightforward.
You can't break my slashing sword slash style.
He has a key slash. He has a Kablam Slicer. Another gigantic rock throw. He knows that one. He knows the Kablam Hammer.
I'm sensing a pattern.
I've
I'm not
never
sure
seen
what
these.
it is.
These might be in the. It's the name is derived from the Budokai Tenkaichi games. I'm gonna pretend
Interesting.
like it is universal canon because that's very good.
Of course.
Sure.
Flash and kill, a technique called Bean.
Weirdly, I just thought of like a sensu bean.
It is one of
has
Yajirobe's Blast 1 in the Budokai Tenkaichi series. It's a super attack. Super unyielding spirit. That is his full list of known moves.
Well done, Yajirobe.
List of
done.
known observable moves.
I mean, Yajirobe is going to play. He's going to play a very key part later in this season for like a minute.
And then never again.
For like a minute, he's going to do one thing, and that's it.
I like Roshi breaking the bad news to Chi-Chi and the Ox King. How does that go? Roshi kind of sort of embraces the oncoming danger with grim resignation.
He's lived a good long life.
Yeah, he's ready. He's ready to die if he needs to.
He's made peace with it.
Everyone else, though, they're too young.
I mean, they're all like 20 still, or early 20s.
What's the life expectancy in this world plagued with dinosaurs?
Roshi is immortal. We rejoined Gohan out in the wilderness. That boy's peeing again.
He's stuck on that there cliff. He can't get down.
I made note of this quote, or this moment, because Piccolo asks, "What is he doing?" I don't know if Piccolo knows what peeing is.
He doesn't understand these biological functions.
Like, I guess he doesn't do it. I don't know how Piccolos, or Namekians rather, excise waste.
Or do they? Do they?
Or do they at all?
I mean, they do eat. We have seen. He at least knows about eating. Does Piccolo eat? Do we ever see him eat?
I think so.
I'm not totally sure. I just can't remember a specific.
Instance.
Instance of it.
Gotta wait to. I'm here for Lunchgate. I need to find
Lunchgate.
Piccolo taking a bite of something. He knows what food is. He drops apples
Yeah.
off for our friend Gohan
He knows what food is. He knows that living things need it.
at some point.
Oh, wait. I think I remember. Namekians are plant-like.
Yeah, it's photosynthesis. Yeah. He does that at some point, right? Yeah. Okay, we figured it out.
Wait. I'm not sure I believe you. He needs sunlight to live, so why isn't his costume designed to show as much skin as possible?
Maybe that's what the arm things are.
Sam, I wish-
There's little solar panels.
you're wishing they'd show some Piccolo peen as well.
Yeah, a little more. I'm not saying like full hog, but just like
I mean,
give the fans a little something to work with.
Sure.
They do show Gohan's like boy penis because they are fine with doing that.
Then again, we don't know if Piccolo has one of those.
No.
He is a plant.
Gohan looks up at the moon and begins to palpitate.
Beware, Gohan. The blood moon rises.
Are we still in Breath of the Mild?
Oh,
or
yeah.
have we moved on to a new game this episode?
Well, we had a bit of a trek. He was getting chased by a T-Rex last episode, so we had a little bit of Monster Hunter World.
Just a little.
Just a taste of it.
We're moving from one to the
But
other.
no, we're back on it.
Gohan looks at the moon and becomes a big monkey.
We
The
were
mighty
kind of
Uzaru.
split on this
Yes.
because Tyler, you don't like this.
I do not. I do not like this transformation. I didn't like it in Dragon Ball. I've always thought that the Great Ape is dumb. Gordy, you thought it was okay.
I think it's fine. I'm not like super into it. I think it's fine. So Jason, you might have to be our like
Okay.
tiebreaker on which way we go on this officially.
I'm glad that they move away from this going forward
Too much pressure.
as a transformation.
Yeah, it serves its purpose. I think I'm guessing it probably had a much bigger thing. It was a much bigger deal in Dragon Ball because
It shows up a couple times.
because this
Yeah,
is when
it does.
Kid Goku goes full ape, goes fully bananas on it. And in here, it seems to be more transitional, like it's sort of being phased out. And by the end of the Saiyan saga, we don't really see it anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of the last gasp for this transformation.
It's maybe Toriyama realizing it's time to move on from this is what our big scary final weapon is.
I don't want to draw this anymore.
It could be that too.
I want to just draw guys with pointy hair. That's easier.
I feel like they used this Gohan transformation sequence a lot for like Toonami spots, like advertising. Because I remember just seeing his idiot fangs just kind of pop out more times than I want to count. He truly does go bananas. He wrecks
does.
all of Piccolo's favorite tall hills.
I think Piccolo gets off on mountains exploding, honestly.
Oh, you think?
He seems to do it a lot.
This is true. They did this in the fight with Raditz.
And he throws Gohan at a mountain.
This one's gonna be fantastic.
Ew.
No, well, he is maybe upset because those are Piccolo smashing mountains. Those ain't Gohan smashing mountains. He's smashing my mountains.
He's quick on his feet because he realizes that the problem is the full moon.
It took them a while in Dragon Ball to figure that out, right?
At least until the second time. Roshi figures it out just
Yeah.
as quickly, I think.
So what does he do to kind of quell this threat?
He blows that shit up.
Blows up the fucking moon! Thanks for dooming the Earth super early by fucking up our weather and tides forever.
He blows up the moon. Gohan de-transforms. He pulls out his tail, thinking that is the source.
Which
'cause he
came
remembers-
out frightfully easy, by the way.
Just pops right out. He remembers Raditz saying that the tail was the source and was what was capable of making them transform. So he pulls that out and he says, "It's for the best that I destroyed the moon." And I think that there are like numerous island nations in this world
Yeah.
that would disagree.
This
Yeah, it's
fucking
not-
agree immediately.
It's not great.
But, you know, Piccolo...
However you want to rationalize it, Piccolo.
I'll rationalize it. I'll rationalize it right here. He may have doomed the world, but he did some good parenting. You know, he saw that his son had a condition that kept him from training to his full potential, so he made accommodations for his training by destroying
He was
them.
also forward thinking because he knows that this takes away the possibility of the two Saiyans that are on their way doing the same transformation.
Fool me once.
We see my favorite Piccolo move, which Gordy, you did not mention. I don't know if they listed it on DB moves.
I definitely remember it from Abridged, for sure.
yeah, I'll take another peek. I didn't see it on there.
Yeah, go ahead and check if they have clothes beam on there. Because he materializes new clothing on Gohan, and he seems to share a similar sense of humor with Raditz because he chuckles to himself and says, "The clothes are like your dad's."
You know, your dead one that I killed.
It's a pretty good joke.
But
Yeah,
the symbols mean you're in my camp.
They did not think that Clothesbeam was worth including.
No.
That's a shame.
What a shame. But hey, not just clothes, also...
Free sword.
Da-na-na-na. He says a really good line here, which is, I guess a sword would help.
He can just make those.
Yep,
That's weird. Why would he do that?
in case you need a sword.
What does a Namekian have use for that for?
Cutting. Stabbing. What else are swords for?
I've never seen a Namekian wield a sword.
That they instantly
think.
craft.
Doesn't Nail have
Maybe they're
something?
like that My Hero Academia character that can just kind of make stuff or something.
Make stuff.
Yeah. Maybe that's what's happening.
Doesn't Nail have a weapon of some kind?
Fists.
Fist? He doesn't have a spear or something?
Fists and beams. I don't think he has a spear. It's been a while. Episode 9 is entitled The Strangest Robot.
It is not peak filler.
No, it is not. My first note is that Gohan pisses constantly. He has pissed more than we have seen him eat or drink in the entirety of the series.
Once again, capital dehydrated. And he's also having a little trouble, I guess, walking now that he is
Now that the tail's gone?
I didn't realize that
Yeah.
accounted for so much of his balance.
Goku had a similar problem when his tail was first removed as well.
Gotcha. He's walking around like you see those like videos of like dogs who have like booties on for the first time and they're doing
Yeah.
those big old steps. Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening.
Just clopping along.
Yeah, Gohan's doing a clop along.
I understand that it would be disorienting to have that thing your whole life and then it not be there anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
And it is like prehensile. It can grab things.
It's like
Yeah.
waking up without your toes or something. It's like,
Yeah, it's just a weird feeling, I guess.
yeah.
A phantom pain or something.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I wonder if that happens with Saiyans. The mountain lion from episode 1 is back with a vengeance, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's his cousin.
He's not alone either.
No! It's just another Megafauna Monday here.
My next note is that this is an extremely hostile planet.
It's a messed up world.
Yeah, I don't know how like we as a species made it with all of these things on this world.
You and I briefly talked about this while we were watching the episode.
Yeah.
In that, like, there's like 4 major cities that everyone has just congregated in
Yeah.
to survive.
That's just what they've needed to do.
A few settlements and just everything else is barren, empty wasteland with pterodactyls and hawks as big as pterodactyls.
I was briefly talking to my brother this week about this very concept as well, and I was saying, like, you would have to, if you were born in this universe, you would have to luck out and just be born into one of the cities. But even that kind of sucks, because you're either getting blown up by Majin Vegeta or you're getting drank by Cell.
Yep.
So there's just no escape.
It's a hard knock life if you don't have a good power level. It's a dog, eat pterodactyl, eat other dog, eat hawk,
Saber-toothed
eat
tiger.
Tyrannosaurus
Yeah.
world.
So after being hounded by numerous animals, Gohan falls into a hole in the desert, and he recognizes the markings on the wall.
From his history book. What history? You know, history.
World history. He meets a very sassy robot down here.
He's got attitude.
I mean, I kind of get it.
It's understandable.
I can't totally fault this robot.
So we've switched from Breath of the Wild to, now it's Nier Automata.
The robot constantly wants to be put back into standby mode, because if he's not, he will die.
Yeah, he's trying to save up his energy. And then Gohan asks why, to which the robot gets very defensive. It's none of your business, kid. Hit that off button.
Yeah, please. Gohan finds out that he's trapped down here, and the only exit is a long gap that he cannot jump. So he just decides to hang out with this robot for a while.
His reaction to scenes of stress, and specifically heights, are he shuts down and falls asleep crying. Which, I mean,
Yep.
honestly, relatable.
Yeah, I get it.
You feel it?
Yeah, big mood, really. I think we cut to Goku just being a hungry boy for a minute.
Yeah, this is where he eats the clouds.
You know, noshing on him. Apparently they're filling to him.
He has at least placeboed himself into thinking that clouds are very good.
I mean, I respect the move.
Yeah.
Regardless, like Goku does know how to solve his own problems.
Yeah, that's that Saiyan ingenuity taking effect.
What do you think those clouds taste like, y'all? I'm dying to hear
Those
your
clouds?
thoughts. Yes.
They're like a custard or something.
Custard. I was thinking it'd be like a lemony, whipped kind of frappe thing.
Lemon squares or something.
Ooh, yes.
They're just very opaque and yellow, so they gotta be lemon something.
Mm-hmm.
I think citrusy for sure. I think they're citrusy. I think they are. I don't know. Umami, is that a thing?
Savory clouds.
Just umami-ness.
These clouds are a fine chicken broth mist.
Is there a texture to the clouds? They seem at least tangible enough for him to hold.
Yeah,
and put in his mouth.
It seems like he kind of took a chomp out of them. There's some give.
Yeah.
There's some snap to it.
Yeah.
It's like eating pork belly.
Are they like a cake?
I'm sorry, pork belly?
It's very soft. Yeah, very soft and chewy.
That's just not a texture I want to imagine floating above me in the sky. Is that?
I mean,
It's just kind of giving me a bit of an uncomfortable feeling.
it is what it is.
Well, that was it for Goku's Snack Corner. Thank you so much for joining us.
Let's cut over to Gohan Snack Corner.
Gohan Snack Corner. What's
pretty bad.
What's on his menu?
That boy is collecting shrooms. And he recognizes that the robot is a Capsule Corp model that has a cooking system, I guess.
Because he specifically says all Capsule Corp robots come with an internal cooking unit.
That is 100% a Bulma move.
She says, well, my robots are going to be covering every inch of the earth when I, rule this techno dynasty. And I do kind of want to make sure, there's an Instapot in each of them.
She does not like to cook.
No.
She doesn't have time for it. So she needs literally every appliance around her to be able to do it at a moment's notice. Gohan uses the robot to steam these mushrooms for himself.
And the robot offers to season them, which I'm not sure.
That's a nice gesture.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's keeping any of that. I do have these flavor packets on reserve. I've got a little soy sauce pouch.
It's just sand. It's just sand that's in his nooks and crannies.
To which Gohan replies, can you make it like how my mom used to make it?
Well, he is 4. He thinks everybody knows Mom.
Yeah, it's mom seasoning. And we just cut to Chi-Chi just emptying an entire bottle of ketchup over something. I don't know. That's the way my mom used to season things. Sure.
Mr. Robot informs Gohan that he had an accident while he was excavating, and that's how he got trapped down here. And he's waiting for somebody to come get him.
Yep. And here he
is. Why he wants to save his power. Gohan decides to go to the rescue and starts digging.
Despite his warnings that it's going to cause a cave-in. Big dumb idiot.
It does, in fact, begin to do that. But Gohan does dig far enough down that Mr. Robot is able to pull himself out. He's a stumpy little guy.
Yeah, this cannot continue just starts chiming in. This cannot continue.
It is very reminiscent of a Nier Automata robot.
But maybe it's just the orbness of it really rings a bell. And he uses his full body to shield poor Gohan from a pillar. And also hurling Gohan out of a cave. At one point.
Just in time.
Gohan just has a real knack for being just launched.
He's not very wind resistant.
He's quite aerodynamic. And Gohan suddenly remembers how parkour works, I guess, and makes it down the mountaintop with ease. So, Tyler, I don't remember any of this. This didn't air, did it?
This did not originally air in the Toonami broadcast, which was originally the Ocean dub, which was provided to us by one Haim Saban.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember any of this, and it is heartbreaking.
Parts of this episode were edited together with parts of the next episode to combine into one single episode. So maybe you'll remember more of that one.
This poor robot trapped for 30 years, I think he said, something like to that effect.
Or more.
Beneath the ruins.
He says he hasn't seen anyone down there in that long, but
right.
Who knows how long he's actually been there?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And it's that horrible robot trope that I kind of always find existentially terrifying, and it's that sort of have mouth cannot scream kind of
right.
Eternal stasis of the robot soul.
How old do you guys think the Capsule Corporation is? I do think that Bulma says in Dragon Ball that her dad is the one that invented the capsules themselves.
She does. I was gonna say it cannot be older than Bulma's dad.
Yeah, that's the hard limit.
You're saying that he did not inherit it from his family?
Man.
You think there was a grandfather?
It originates at Dr. Brief's.
I'm gonna try and Google this. I'm pretty sure that is true.
Was it like a Grandpa Long Johns that we're missing out on? Or?
His old grandpa skid marks.
Hate that. Don't like that at all.
So Capsule Corporation is a company founded in age 712.
All right, we have dates here.
Yeah, there are dates. Now where does that fall in things? I don't know.
It just seems like it starts with Dr. Brief.
The corporation is based around and takes its name from the hoi poi capsules, also known as dino caps, invented by Dr. Brief himself.
Okay.
Yep,
According
he is
to
the
this.
starter.
So this robot can only be as old as the Capsule Corporation. So I think 30 years is probably as long as he's been down there.
It's reasonable.
And he uses his last bit of energy, power, whatever, to save this tiny crying child.
Yeah, Gohan, in a single day, ruins a priceless archaeological site and murders a robot. The death of said robot awakens a new willpower in Gohan, who walks into the sunset smile crying.
Yes!
Honestly, an improvement.
Yeah, he's crying, but he's smiling and looking more determined now to indicate his maturity.
Thank you for your sacrifice, Mr. Robot.
Yeah, should we do another memoriam? Just a real quick one?
Sure.
You were really whiny and sassy, but... And I don't remember you existed when I was watching the show growing up, but I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I didn't remember you at all, but I get what you were about.
Yeah. I'm glad that you had the ability to just, you had, a hot pot in there, ready to go, along with, maybe some sriracha.
Sometimes I, too, just want to be in standby mode.
We all want to be in standby mode every now and again, and that's okay.
Do you think he and Raditz start the Fuck Gohan Club in hell?
Here's a more terrifying question. Do robots go to hell?
Robots definitely go to hell. No question.
All right. I'm glad we've cleared that one up.
For reference, in age 736, Goku is born. So 24 years before Goku is born, Capsule Corp was started.
So this robot went to this site sometime during Dragon Ball.
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
That makes sense
Who
to me.
knows?
Either that or Gohan is just completely fucking wrong. And this is just some random robot.
Yeah, he claims that it's the Capsule Corp, but I don't think we see the logo
I don't
on
see a
it.
damn thing.
Nah.
It's he's got the markings. I'm like,
They slapped that fucking logo on everything.
yeah, they're big on their brand presence.
Well, if that's everything that we have for the episodes, that means that it's time to hail Satan.
Where's Mark going?
What is Mark doing?
Mark.
Is that still messing you up?
I have another interesting development for you all.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Because I was talking, like I said, to my brother about Dragon Ball earlier this week. I was telling him about this segment on this very show,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where we decide to take a look at the backstory of Mr. Satan, and his first response was porn. He said, "That's a dude who has fucked on camera," and I don't disagree.
Yeah.
With
That makes a lot of things click. He's not a good fighter yet.
No.
Right? He's not.
He's starting to bulk up,
not
so
even, it's not even the good stuff either. It's very budget.
I think he enters into porn to sort of pay his dues at the dojo.
Entering into porn in age 762.
He's starting to bulk up, and it serves him in both of his career paths.
And that fucking hair, man, that's porn hair for sure.
Yes, that is.
And the mustache. That's more what I'm concerned
The mustache
about.
as well.
It could be, well, we must wonder what precedes what at this point. Is the mustache in full growth? Is it on its way? Is it mere peach fuzz?
It's fuzzy. It's not a full stash
It's
yet.
yet to form.
It's starting to come in.
It's true final form.
I'm gonna look for any possible evidence that supports this as we watch.
While we're here, just hit me, Mr. Satan's porn name. Go.
I mean, the simplest answer is Dynamite Dick.
Yeah.
Crap, that's really good.
That's a good one.
I'm sure that there's a better answer, but that is the simplest one that comes to mind.
Oh, what's his damn it. I'm trying to pull up his move list. I'm having a hard time finding
Oh
it.
shit.
Because he's got the present for you, right?
Oh, well,
And maybe-
that's
And
the
maybe
title.
there's something there.
Oh yeah.
He has a move called "The Savior Has Come," and that is definitely at least a title of one of his movies.
That is certainly a title of one of his adult films.
Absolutely. Now, here's my question. Did he make adult films and then realize that he could repurpose those into moves? Or
Which way did that flow, you're
yeah,
asking?
yes.
Porn came first. He is not that clever. He has repurposed his porn moves to his kick moves.
I am willing to bet that that rolling Hercule punch is also a thing he has done on camera.
He's got something called the dynamic mess 'em up punch.
What kind of porn parodies has he been in?
Oh,
Was he in Red Ribbon Gone Wild? Is my question.
100%. He's in some kind of porn parody about. There's got to be something there with Dragon Balls, and that one writes itself almost.
he's got something it's called the Miracle Kneel, where it's an evasive technique where he clutches his stomach and shouts, "Ow, my stomach hurts," pretending to have a stomach ache.
That's somebody's fetish.
That's yeah.
Come on, really? There's a move
What?
There's a move called rapid movement.
It's a very erotic moveset.
Y'all, I wasn't trying to weave this into a prurient cavalcade, but the canon is doing it for me.
So my proposal this week is that he has been scouted by the Satan School, but there's a lot of membership fees,
Oh,
and he needs cash. He needs cash quick.
yeah.
So he establishes a career in adult film.
He's gotta pay the bills. Bacterium ain't covering shit.
Hey, has he done porn?
That's a question for never.
Oh man, I hope not. Only like that deep web stuff.
Yes, it's specifically like you will be on a government watch list if you Google up what bacterium was in.
Fair.
All right, so
Let's check in on the Dragon Radar.
Dragon Radar. We don't really know where anything else is aside from 3, 4, and 6.
Krillin was supposed to go get him. He didn't.
And he fucked up. So I'm guessing 4-star is still with Krillin.
Krillin's keeping good care of that 4, 6, and 3, right?
Yeah, I think 6 and 3 then are over with Chi-Chi and Ox King at their house. But, we'll get on the rest of them eventually.
You guys want to talk about Shenron?
Sure,
What about him?
lay it on.
What do you think he thinks of this world?
He's probably annoyed.
Resigned.
He seems to see the same people over and over on a yearly basis
Yeah.
at
Guys.
this point.
Keep getting killed pretty easy.
Does he know what's going on all the time, or does he just have like these sort of annual check-ins to catch up?
I think he's got the check-ins. I don't know where he goes otherwise. Probably to Otherworld.
Sleeping.
He goes to the intro sequence where we see Gohan running on his back a bunch.
They wished for him just to film that
Yeah, it was such a pain.
because Goku was bored.
Shenron's just, really? This?
Yeah, there are presumably a lot of wishes that they made, like in between these series, and we just don't know what they
The
are.
years that we do not see.
Yeah, like all while Goku was growing up.
Is he on a first name basis with these people?
He should be.
Do you think he knows them? He at least recognizes them later on.
You idiots
Yeah.
again.
Like, oh, you people.
Hey, who died? What's up? Who's coming back? He still has that rule or something, right? Where you can't bring someone back from the dead more than once?
At least for now.
I'm assuming we're
He's
gonna...
not strong enough.
Oh, he's not strong enough. That's the...
I believe that's the implication, is that there are things that are beyond his power
I see.
currently.
No, nothing stronger than the mighty Shenron. No creature of this earth.
Who's that blue dragon in the intro?
That's some asshole.
I have no idea.
His
Is that
his cousin.
Shenron's kid brother?
It's the other
cousin.
one. The other one waiting in the wings.
Shenron's brother Shenrite. Well, hey guys,
What are you doing over here?
you
It
ma-
seems
are
fun.
you making like a logo or something?
Can I get in on that?
Sure. The director's like, what a face, what a mug. You will move copies of Shonen Jump.
Those tankobons are gonna go screaming out the door.
He always just looks so impish, so mischievous. What's he thinking about? Maybe this is the same as Shenron. It's just this was Shenron while he was in his acting phase, trying to land a part. So that's like his his mugshot, his professional portrait.
This is a young Shenron before these assholes started calling him every year for
Before
wishes.
these fucking clowns ruined him.
This is Shenron before entering office. It has aged him
You see
drastically.
the graying hair photo 8 years later.
Harrowed him, really. It just turned his scales completely green.
His eyes are bloodshot constantly.
It's just all blood
He's so
now.
tired. That's gonna do it for another episode of what the fuck is this show called? That's gonna do it for another episode of Destructo Discourse. Thank you all for listening again. We appreciate it. If you could, do us the kindness of tossing a 4-star review on iTunes. That is the only legitimate
Only
review
4
for the
stars.
show. Give us the Gohan.
Give up the Gohan.
Jason, where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, well, people can find me on my Twitter and my Tumblr, which is jcavs. That's JAYCALVES, and that'll get you to both. And I draw things there.
Very nice. Gordy, where can we find you?
You can, well, if you go to WT Folklore, or to search for that, What the Folklore, either one, you'll find the podcast that Tyler and I do, the other one. And on that page, you can find my Twitter stuff. It's probably the best place to get in touch with me.
Sure.
If you want to do that.
If you so desire, you could email this show at destructodiscourse@gmail.com if you have thoughts or complaints or whatever.
Call in.
We'll read it.
We're waiting.
Maybe I'll start a Twitter for this show. I'm not very good at Twitter, at keeping up with it, so I might do that. I might not. We'll see how things go. But for now, you can email us, destructodiscourse@gmail.com. Thank you two for joining me this week.
Happy to be
thank
here.
you. It was good.
And we will see you all next time on Destructo Discourse.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
If the road ahead you seem so cold and gray, when night never turns to day, don't you be afraid, go fly away. Inshallah, inshallah, no time